out of Bad Times at the Royale. This movie has a pretty good cast, I'm not going to lie, but I kind of see through the flaws. The cue cards, the fact that Dakota Johnson does more bondage in this than 50 Shades. I mean, Jeff Bridges, Jeff Bridges, I'm not gonna lie, he was probably my favorite character of the bunch, and I love the singer. Like, there was this really cool scene where she's singing while they're like hammering. I think that was all starting. The aesthetic of the 60s was good. But I'm not gonna lie, the hodgepodge of all these stories coming together, it seems like a cheap man's Hateful Eight. I think at most it was average. You got to a conclusion where they just threw everything on the table. There was a whole bunch of things happening, and I feel like they just said this would be cool, this aesthetic would be cool, this subplot would be cool, but they didn't have a conclusive story that kept you entertained on the edge of your seat. Average at most. 2.5 on Yelp review.
Bad Times at the Royale was actually pretty cool. I think it's very Tarantino-ish. We finally get to see Chris Hemsworth outside of Avengers film after his contract is up with him. I thought he did pretty well emanating Charles Manson, because it's pretty clearly what his character is supposed to be based off of. The set period that it's set in is in 1969. They did it very well with keeping the music very on beat to the movie itself. Now, I will say that probably the one flaw with it is at the ending, it does feel like it drags just a little bit. But as you get to the end and it starts to resolve itself, I believe it's a pretty rounded off ending. So with the blockbuster star cast that it has, and where it sits in this year of movies, I think it's a perfect air breather. I think it gets away from Marvel movies, DC movies, all that crap, and just gives us like a good, different film. And I'll have to give it a 3.
And I liked it. It felt good. It felt like kind of nostalgic in a way, and like how it kind of mirrors some of those old, the good, the bad, the ugly type movies. And I love what they did, where it was a movie about short stories essentially, and how they kind of had all these like background stories where you got to see these characters develop, and then it kind of blended it all together at the end. I love how they cut it with like the events that are happening. It was like a flashback. Every scene was almost like a flashback to the previous scene. The character was awesome. The music was phenomenal in this actually, and I love how Chris Hemsworth's character was portrayed. I think he did it real well. At one point, I felt like I wanted to root for him, which I think was awesome. Jeff Bridges nailed it on this one. I really like. Usually everything he does is gold, though. But
singer,
whatever her name is, insert it here. She kicked ass. I liked it, especially her like little speech at the end was like nailed on. Man, gave me chills. So I'm giving this a 3.5.